another one.
Paying to get a job? What does that mean? So this one starts. Pay after placement. All I have been a part of I've been a part of an esteemed organization called, they're dropping names too, Sharpener, who promised me a job of more than 5 IPAs. I think is IPAs like a Indian currency? Let me see. IPA is, yeah. Yeah, I think IPA is an Indian currency. Anyways, so they were promised more than 5 IPAs for which I need to pay a part of my income, and the average placement they said was 8 IPA. And before joining, they confirmed I don't have to pay a penny if I don't land a job. Now, fast forward to 8 months. I completed the back-end module, sat for a few interviews, and let me clarify, there were more companies in the interview portal giving less than 5 IPAs than those offering more than the promised slab. I took a few interviews, got selected in one of them, could not join because they rejected me for my notice period. Well, that's a bummer. Anyhow, in many interviews, I failed to qualify. In the meantime, the trainer would call you asking you to sit for the interview for those companies which you may not like. In my case, I was asked to interview for a few companies who were offering salaries I wasn't satisfied with because I was already working. Of course, I would expect more. Maybe there was location constraints, but they would convince you to sit for the interview. If you manage to crack, you have to join that. Was what was mentioned in the agreement. So after failing a few interviews, I decided to take a break, and also the company which I managed to crack was not very convenient for me, but they would ask you to join them based on the agreement. As I was already working, it wasn't making sense for me to join. After 2 months now, I have stopped applying for interviews, and now they want me to pay a hefty amount. Why? Because according to them, I just completed their modules and left their course without applying for a single company, which is totally wrong. I have proof, and they have sent a show cause. This is how they set things up. Anyone with similar kinds of experience? Can you share your thoughts? Well, let's start the clock. I certainly do not have any similar type of experience. Number one, I don't live in India or wherever they use IPAs as currency. But number two, IRN. So what is IPA? I don't know. Whatever IPAs is, that's what they're getting paid in. But I don't get paid in IPAs. And here's the thing. They want you to pay back your student loan.
Bruh.
So that reminds me, yesterday on the show, I called in technician tips because I'm like, they were talking about student loans and how some people are getting their student loans forgiven, which just means that me, Yakar, Mitch, Bridget, Ferris, we're just paying off someone else's student loans. That's all that it really means, right? I'm not looking to pay someone else's student loans off because no one paid off mine, right? And I wouldn't want somebody to pay off mine either because, I took the debt, I owe it, right? Anyways, I digress. You are looking for somebody to pay off your student loans. You had an agreement to pay back for the education that they gave you. And you're saying that they are they're making you apply for jobs that is less than 5 IPA. But you're getting rejected for the jobs that are higher, which means that it's possible that your skill levels aren't as good yet to earn the 8 IPA. So maybe you need to work your way up. Now, here's a dilemma. You're currently working and you're making probably about 5 IPAs, and you'd still be getting paid 5 IPA. And I guess the company would get like 3 IPA. And you're unhappy with that. So my question would be, well, if you get the job paying like 5 IPA or less, how much you have to give them. But nonetheless, you still kind of owe them. Whether you get like, can you continue rejecting an endless amount of jobs? I guess is my question. And you just stop interviewing altogether. So how are you going to pay back what you owe them? You know, as Little John's song said, nothing's free. Nothing's free. Know what I'm saying? So what are you gonna do? Now you have a couple of options. You can level up your skills, because it sounds like they put a lawsuit on for you. It sounds like they put a lawsuit out for you saying, hey, you stopped applying altogether and you owe us this money. Did you read the fine print? Did you read the fine print? Because now, should the other students cover? Like, and how much effort did you put into these interviews? Like, for the interviews that you didn't want to take, were you just like, oh, I'm not interested. Oh no, I don't want it. Did you purposely tank or bomb those interviews? It all depends on what the contract says. See, now you're trying, but we won't let you. You're trying to run in the Victim Olympics, but we do not support the Victim Olympics over here. All right? So you got to pay up. Because you just stopped applying altogether, and the deal was, all right, we give you the education, you go and get this job, you pay us back what we taught you, and then after X amount of time, now you're free. You can do whatever you want. Was that not the deal? It's like so one of my best friends went through an apprentice union for to be an electrician like a long time ago. And they pretty much pay for your education to go through the whole program, but you have to pay it back. You have to pay it back. But the thing is, are you going to take the job? Like, are you going to take one of the jobs that are being offered to you through the portal? Or if you let's say you don't even take a job through them. Let's say you find another job on your own and you get paid a lot more money. Does that mean you don't have to pay them back because you still got the education from them? So it's the same way. Like a friend of mine, they had a contract to work as a nurse for X amount of years, and if they break that contract, then they have to pay. So a lot of times when you hear these signing bonuses and stuff like that, it's really a contract that says we'll give you extra $5,000, extra $10,000 if you stay for 3-4 years working full time. And now when you want to jump ship, and they say, well, you got to pay the money back. You're like, oh, I shouldn't have to pay the money back. Yes, that's the deal. That's what you agreed to. That's what you agreed to. So I don't know. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm not. Maybe student loan forgiveness is the right way to go. I don't know. It's not. Trust me, it's not. Anyways, let's wrap that one up.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.